I'm going to call this apiary the Caribbean apiary, because it seems to have its own climate here, and it is so hot. I mean, everywhere else I needed my woolly hat on, but I've just looked into some of the beehives here, and they are doing fantastically well. But it's no surprising when it's 11 degrees everywhere else, but here I swear it's hotter than the Caribbean.
Girls, why are you putting your energy into building comb in the old fondant feeder? You should be using your energy to filling up the honey boxes. It's lovely to see these hives doing so well in this apiary, as last year a couple of the hives here got CBPV virus, which means chronic bee paralysis virus, which is highly infectious between bees and actually wiped out a couple of hives here. It's honey. It's always good to have your wax bucket on hand, as you will be surprised how quickly this builds up over the season, and then I will melt it down, clean it up and make the most beautiful beeswax candles with it. I'm very surprised this nuke made it through the winter, as last season they nearly starved as we were in drought and the flowers weren't producing any nectar and they had eaten all their stores. This nuke eats a lot and I've had to feed them constantly, but now they are starting to get some stores and they are just building comb and storing it in the feeder, which makes it very tricky to feed. So I'm moving them into a polyhive, which will make it easier to feed them. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. As you can see, this nuke box isn't looking its best, and I had to tape the sides to stop the wasps eating through and trying to get into the feeder. This was the best form of defense that actually seemed to work.
Oh my goodness. So I've just been back to the nuke that I've just transferred, just given them 10 minutes and see how they settle down, and they're all settling in fine. That queen, she's not the best queen, to be honest. They do bring in a lot of honey, but they also eat a lot of stores, and she's laid up quite a bit of brood, but there was hardly any stores in, and where they had put stores was basically in the feeder. So I've gone back, I've put a bit of fondant on them, and I'll just keep an eye on them, see how they get on. I certainly won't be doing any splits from her though, because when you do a split, of course you want your best queens, and she's done well getting through the winter, but she has taken a lot of feeding to get her through, so we'll just see how she gets on.
I've popped along to my local garden centre to pick up some plastic plant pots, as I'd like to have a go at growing some chilies. I really want to make hot honey, and I thought it would be lovely to say that I'd actually grown the chilies. Hot honey is basically honey infused with chilies and is lovely drizzled over pizza and cheeses. It's great here because you can just help yourself to the used plant pots for free.
Perfect. I'm just on my way to come and pick up some compost for my chilies. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not slightly excited about getting free compost. Okay, so it might not be the normal compost sort of thing, but it is definitely the next best thing. It is well rotted horse dung with lots of worms in apparently, so that's fantastic.
Today I'm planting up my chili seeds. I've gone for jalapenos because they're nice and mild, slightly sweet, just a really easy edible heat. And then I've gone for cayenne peppers, which are thinner, a bit hotter and gives more of a proper kick. I'm also going to try mixing the two together later on, just to see what that turns out like. So hopefully between them it will be something balanced, warming, not stupidly spicy. And if it works, this should make a really nice Christmas present for my family and friends. That's the plan anyway. I've never actually grown chilies before, and I'm not exactly known for being great at growing things. and I've never made hot honey either, so this could go really well or be a complete disaster. We'll see.